Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I am so grateful and delighted that you have joined me for this little while. And if you were following along at the same time that I am releasing these meditations, Happy New Year! It's the second week of 2023, which just doesn't seem possible. I feel like, didn't it just become the millennium? Didn't we have the shift to the year 2000 last year? It just seems like time goes so fast. So, today we're going to begin our series on getting to know ourselves and having more times of silence like we did last week. I feel like a lot of people I know, and myself included, spend so much time focusing on other people and keeping everyone else happy and who wants this and who needs this, that we become distanced from what makes ourselves happy. And I can think of a few key people in my life who, my father, for example, who was so concerned about all of his should list. You know, I should do this, I should do that, I should go through the mail. That he forgot to just do what brought him joy. And I think he, in some ways, distanced himself, from who he really was. So we're going to ask some important questions and during this meditation, and I invite you to ponder them throughout the week. And just know that you are an infinite being having a spiritual experience, and that the infinite spirit that is alive and well in you is your greatest essence. It is who you really are. So I'm going to get off the screen now so we can meditate. And as usual, let's begin with our 3 really nice deep breaths. Breathing a little more deeply each time. And exhaling a little more slowly. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day. All the way down into your gut, and then hold it for a second and release it very, very slowly. I invite you to relax your shoulders, relax all the muscles in your face and your head. Just allow your upper body, so your head, neck, and shoulders, to just let go. Breathe in peace and release tension. Breathe in love and release tension, stress, whatever you want to call it. And now feel that relaxation really sinking into your shoulders, your upper arms, your upper chest, all around your shoulder blades, your collarbone. Feel your neck grow a little longer. And then feel that relaxation move down your arms to your elbows, through your rib cage. Just feel that your infinite self supporting you, and with each breath, awakening more of your infinite self in each of your cells. And now feel that relaxation moving down to your midsection, your waist, so your lower ribs, your back, your sides, your lower torso, all the way down to the tips of your fingers and thumbs. Notice your arms and hands getting heavy. And then feel it move through your torso all the way down to your tailbone. Just feel your lower back relax, your hips, your lower torso, and your pelvic floor. And then feel that relaxation move down your legs to your knees, to your ankles, all the way to the tips of your toes and the soles of your feet. And imagine each breath now breathing all the way down to the tips of your toes as you inhale, and then releasing from the tips of your toes. Just allow your breath to guide you. Allow your body to get really, really heavy. And just let go of any concerns or thoughts you might be having. And so I invite you to begin to think about what brings you joy. And there are so many answers to that question. And so I'm going to narrow the question down a little bit, and that is, what activity brings you joy? What is it that you do that whenever you do it, you just find yourself smiling? And it's entirely possible that nothing came to mind, or maybe several things came to mind, but I'm going to give us all some 20 seconds of silence to think about what activity brings us joy. And I invite you to picture yourself doing that. So one of my things that I like to do is play cards. So, whatever yours is, maybe it's a solitary activity like sewing or crocheting or something like that, or maybe it's something that you need to do with other people, like playing cards or, playing tennis. Whatever it is, just let's spend a few moments just picturing ourselves doing something that brings us joy. And I invite you to consider doing that activity in the next week. I'm fortunate that I have a granddaughter who's old enough now to play cards, and we consider it a math lesson that she gets to keep score. And so I get to play cards every weekend, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. So whatever your activity is, I just thoroughly encourage you to try to do it in the next week, and maybe more than once. You are a unique expression of the infinite. So while there may be lots of people who like a lot of the same things you do, there isn't another being on this planet who is exactly like you. I've met a lot of identical twins who like to talk about how they're different. So even identical twins aren't identical. So I invite you to think about something else that brings you joy. Whether it's an activity or a person or a time of year. And when you finish this meditation, I encourage you to sit down and just write, maybe for the next week, 5 things that bring you joy. It is January as I record this meditation, and we had a beautiful day today, and I felt so pleased to be able to go outside for a little while, and the sunshine definitely brings me joy. And perhaps your pets bring you joy, or your family, your friends, your work, your hobbies. And now I invite you to think of something that you have to look forward to. And we're going to have a little bit more silence for you to think about something that you have to look forward to. I think it is very important, especially in the winter when we can have a lot of gray days. Even if we are privileged to live in a place where it's warm during the winter, there still is a difference between the season of winter and the season of summer. But I encourage you to think about an event or something that you have to look forward to. My children were talking about having a surprise birthday party for me a few years ago, and I remembered that we had a surprise party. We had a surprise party for my dad for his 75th, and I sensed some disappointment, and we talked about it. And so when we had the party for him for his 80th, we allowed him to be part of the planning. And so instead of having just one day to enjoy it, he had weeks of anticipation. And that's why that's why my guides are having me suggest that you think of something you have to look forward to. Because we can borrow pain or joy from the future. So why not borrow joy? Sometimes the pain we borrow from the future doesn't even manifest as we expect. In the same way, when we anticipate an event, sometimes it doesn't happen as we anticipate, but still it brings us joy. And you deserve to have joy. What we focus on increases. I know you're probably getting tired of hearing those words come out of my mouth, and yet when we focus on joy, we feel happier. And if you get to choose how you're going to spend this earthly experience, why not spend it being happy? So I encourage you in the week ahead to think about what makes you happy, and maybe who makes you happy. And if you have someone in your life who really brings you a lot of joy, reach out to them so that you can spend time in their presence, whether it's in person or on the phone or FaceTime, any of those many ways we have to communicate these days. My younger of my 2 brothers and I have this standing joke when one of us calls the other and the other person answers, and we say, "Oh, I guess your caller ID wasn't working." And, it's just, we each kind of groan and chuckle, and then we get on to our conversation. But, it sets the tone. It's a lighthearted tone for the conversation. And we get to decide what the tone is like for much of our lives. Is it going to be lighthearted? Is it going to be fun or funny or serious and dreary? And so take another nice deep breath as you just heard me do it. And I invite you again to commit to being joyful this week. Commit to looking for joy in every moment. And I want to remind you once more that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are, and to enjoy that fact, to enjoy that you are a unique and beautiful and wonderful expression of the infinite right here, right now. And no matter what's going on in your life, there's always something to bring a smile to your face. And I hope you find lots and lots of those somethings this week, and to know that the infinite presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.